Hello guys, it is Creative Theories here, and we are only a few weeks away from the Super Mario Bros. Movie, and I don't think I've ever been this excited for a Mario product in years now. That might be because Nintendo hasn't released a new mainline Mario game since 2017, but either way, this movie has me hyped. And we've already gotten reports from Nintendo that they are already planning to announce a sequel sometime soon, where we could see Mario in space, or maybe Cappy joins along, or we get the Koopalings, or literally anything. But this got me all thinking, if we begin having a Mario movie franchise, what's to stop Nintendo going even further? When is Link or Kirby or even Samus gonna get their own films? And if so, does this mean that they can all come together in an Avengers Super Smash Bros. Level event? Are we getting the official NCU, Nintendo Cinematic Universe? I mean, it sounds so much like the MCU, it's just got to be real. I am so excited. So today, let's discuss what Phase 1 would be and how we could build this franchise. But before we go any further, please make sure that you've smashed that subscribe button down below and have your notifications turned on so that you get notified every time we make any brand new videos. Nintendo has a lot of characters and franchises they could turn into movies, but to make a cinematic universe, you have to be selective about how you go about it. Marvel's Phase 1 is a good insight into how to make a successful cinematic universe, because the MCU is by far way more successful than any other cinematic universe out there, way more successful than the DCEU, and I'm talking about when they first started. Not maybe recent MCU films and how the DCEU is now changing to a different title with chapters similar to phases. The first phase has to be the introduction, so not all characters are going to be added in. It starts with the Mario Bros. Movie and then ends with a team-up film, most likely Super Smash Bros. Audiences need to see that it is going to be worth having, so all of these films need to be ones audiences will go and see, so we're only going to be looking at very popular franchises. My suggested lineup for Phase 1 is the Super Mario Bros. Movie, followed by The Legend of Zelda, since Link is by far Nintendo's most popular franchise behind Mario, and it would make for such a good movie. Then the Super Mario Bros. Movie 2. Similar to Iron Man 2, I think jumping straight into a cinematic universe without any core person to follow is very risky, so we still need to keep it grounded, because after all, it's only Phase 1. Then I think a Kirby film and a Metroid film, purely because these are popular enough characters that people would go and see them, and are different enough with creative storylines that can expand this universe. And then of course Super Smash Bros. To end off the phase. And I think in Super Smash Bros. You could add a few more characters, but not huge amounts, because it's only the start. You need time to grow, very similar to the first Avengers film. Now I'm aware that misses out a lot of other franchises, but I think they would work better in Phase 2 and 3. Animal Crossing I think would come in Phase 2, not because they're not popular, but purely because the storylines aren't as epic for a film franchise to start off with. They could even be introduced in Super Smash Bros. To make the transition smoother. Splatoon I think would definitely be in Phase 2. They give me a similar vibes to Ant-Man, not because of any comedy reasons, but purely based on popularity, and I think a movie about Splatoon would thrive, but only after the backing of a good Phase 1. Similarly, I think Phase 2 could introduce Star Fox in a similar way the Guardians of the Galaxy were introduced in the MCU. Along in Phase 2, we would also have sequels to the films in Phase 1, potentially crossing over in them as well, like in Captain America and the Winter Soldier. And then it would end with another Super Smash Bros. Film, this time adding in more of these new characters, similar to Avengers Age of Ultron. Phase 3, I reckon, would explore spin-offs to the franchises, with some spin-offs for Mario possibly even getting in Phase 2. Getting a solo Donkey Kong franchise, a Yoshi franchise, maybe even a Bowser franchise or a Luigi spin-off film. I think a Wario and Waluigi franchise might have to just wait for Phase 4. And Mario could appear in any of these. We'd also introduced a few more franchises like Pikmin, Xenoblade Chronicles, and Fire Emblem, along with more sequels, and this would all lead up to a big finale Super Smash Bros. Ultimate crossover event like Infinity War and Endgame. Now you might be wondering, what about Pokemon? Pokemon I considered, however I feel like Pokemon is kind of like the X-Men to the MCU. They are a huge franchise without Nintendo's backing, and we already have live action films like Detective Pikachu. I just think Pokemon would be a thing to add in later, as I reckon Pokemon would only want to be a part of this universe if it knew it was going to be successful enough. In a similar sense, we have have Sonic. I reckon Sonic could very much be like a Spider-Man to the MCU, because Sonic already has a live-action franchise going for it, and it's going really strong. However, it isn't Nintendo, it's Sega, and can appear on many different consoles. The only thing about Sonic is, of course, the Mario and Sonic games, which makes me think we could potentially get Sonic in the future, but well further on in the future. Maybe even like a Civil War type of deal, where it's Mario versus Sonic. That would just be amazing. But anyway, guys, that is the end of this video. I hope you have enjoyed it. If you have, make sure that you smash that like button down below and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Guys, I am so excited for the Super Mario Bros. Movie, and so excited for the potential of maybe even having a Nintendo cinematic universe. What do you guys think about this? Let me know all your thoughts down below in the comments. And do you reckon I got all of the films right? Do you reckon these types of films will be in phase 1 and the rest will be in other phases? And do you reckon this could actually be a thing? Because I'm really hoping it will be. But as always, we've been here on Gate of Theories. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.